So there has been several events in several sectors of Bandung, such as in East Bandung, North Bandung, West and also South Bandung, and there are still some of the more events to come, and we really hope that each and every one of you will enjoy and joining or be part of those series event of Asia Africa Festival 2025. Excellencies, distinguished guest delegates, ladies and gentlemen, and now let's heading to the next speech. There will be a speech from Mayor of Bandung, the Honorable Mr. Muhammad Farhan. So we would like to invite Mr. Muhammad Farhan on the stage.
Thank you, Priyanka. That was a really good speech, very eloquent. That explains why you are becoming the chairperson of the Asia Africa Youth Forum this year. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, what more can I say? She said it all. She said everything that I could have said. But allow me then to welcome everyone to this very historical place. Can you feel the seat? Imagine 70 years ago, our founding fathers and founding mothers from the newborn countries, very young nations of Asia and Africa, they sat where you are sitting right now. 70 years ago, this building witnessed the birth of ideas that independence is more than just being free from colonialism. Freedom requires independence, and that independence needs to be gained, needs to be earned. It's not given, it's not God's gift, it's something that we should fight for. That is why this year Asia Africa Youth Forum is based on the idea of economic welfare independence through tourism, trading, and investment. These three sectors has been tried, has been experimented, has been applied by all nations in Asia and Africa. Throughout the decades, the nations has arisen through some level of big time achievement. In Asia, we should note that China and India has become the economic power, and at the same time, Singapore and Hong Kong has become the hub of economy in Asia and also the world. The Southeast Asia nations has also been growing to become from regional leaders on the way to become the world leaders. Meanwhile, in Africa, some nations like Nigeria, Ethiopia, noted as countries that led Africa, especially from Sub-Sahara, Central, West, and South Africans, to attracted the world's attention that Africa cannot be ignored, that Africa is more than just a rich land with all the minings and natural resources and lion. It's more than just that. Africa has become one of the most important continent that we need throughout the people. And of course, the developing countries in Asia and Africa, like my good friends here, the ambassador of Bangladesh, our second meeting right now, was actually initiated in one of the, not one, but the oldest university in Indonesia, in Institut Teknologi of Bandung, a few months back. And that concludes our forum today. Therefore, I would like to show some appreciation to all of our distinguished guests from all over the world that represent their countries and their nations and their international global interests. I would like to welcome, of course, our friends from the Foreign Ministry of Indonesia that has shown a great deal of support in helping us to make this event happen. Second of all, of course, I would like also to show some great appreciation. I think we all should give a big round of applause for the government of West Java province, who has been taking care of this beautiful heritage building. That make us feel we are part of those 29 countries that came here in 1955. Those 29 countries now developed into 120 or 102 countries that pledge themselves as part of the solidarity of Asia and Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, the government of the city of Bandung cannot do this with our own bare hand. We are also supported by our legislator. Please welcome also my dear friend Pak Asep Mulyadi as the chairperson of the legislators of the city of Bandung, and also supported by all the elements of this government that includes the TNI, our National Armed Forces, and also by the local police department dari Polres dan Polda yang hadir juga. Is great appreciation that creates the cooperation that make today happens. Ladies and gentlemen, the city of Bandung in 1955 was the place that was appointed upon agreement after a serial of talk in Bogor, in New Delhi, and also in Colombo, that also concludes the commitment of the arrival of 29 head of state to Bandung. I always repeat this sentence. Imagine in 1955, imagine the infrastructure that we had in 1955. Imagine the leader from Ethiopia. I'm not sure if they flew at that time. I think through the sea, through the air, landed in Jakarta, landed in Andir in Bandung, used the train and everything. It may take a couple of weeks just to travel from Bangladesh to Indonesia. But they came anyway. They came not because lured by a handful of diamonds. It's not. They came because they were motivated by one spirit. And that spirit is the spirit of solidarity. Therefore, in 2015, Bandung has been declared as the capital of Asia-Africa solidarity. 10 years on, we all who lives and govern the city of Bandung have the obligation to make sure that the spirit of solidarity that has been bounded to the city of Bandung will never be diminished. And for my young friends from all over Asia and Africa and other countries, I would like to welcome you to enjoy the vibe and the vibrant that the city has always been known. 20 years ago, this city has always been known as the center of textile industry. But before that, in the early 20th century, the city was built by the masters and the big corporation of plantation for coffee and tea. And now, Bandung has been building itself as the center of fashion. Now you can imagine where the roots come from. And also the center of what we call the coffee culture. Also root from our early development. And of course, I would like to personally, as a coffee lover and as a human being, I always praise our friends from Ethiopia because that's where the human races come from and where the coffee come from. So this connection is more than just political and economic connection. This connection is not just a cultural connection. This connection is about humanity and a long history of us being human. So, my young friends, I will not say too much because I know for you guys listening to this old man is quite boring. I just want to make sure that Priyanka and friends, where are you? All the organizers, please make sure that you guys are doing your best job in hosting our honorable guests, old and young. Make sure they will enjoy the vibrant city of Bandung and the vibes that comes from the coffee, from the fashion, from the architectural, from the music, the dance, and everything. Please make sure that these 2 days will be the most unforgettable days for all of our guests. Once again, welcome to Bandung and enjoy the conference. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.